Hello, in this video we will be resolving leading tone seventh chords of 5. So these are applied chords of 5 that are built on the leading tone of the key. So number 1, we're in B minor. We have a 7, diminished 7 going to of 5 going to 5, a 7 diminished 7 going to 5. So first I need to find 5 in my key. I'm in B minor, so my 5 is F sharp. The leading tone of F sharp is E sharp, and that's step number 2 here. I've written out the steps below so you could follow along. Then on top of E sharp, I need to build a 7 fully diminished 7th chord using the local leading tone as the root. And the local leading tone is E sharp. So my chord is E sharp, G sharp, B, and D. And those are all stacked minor thirds. Minor third, B to D is a minor third. So I'll voice the chord. E sharp's in the bass because it's a root position chord. I'm going to put my D in the soprano. I'm going to put the 7th in the soprano. I'll put the G sharp, the third of the chord, in the alto, and I'll put the B in the tenor. And now I need to think about how this resolves. So my tendency tones, we're going to highlight these for you. My tendency tones are the leading tone, the local leading tone, which is the E sharp, and then the D as the 7th of the chord. The leading tone, E sharp, is already resolving upwards to F sharp, and the 7th of the chord needs to resolve down. The D is the 7th, it needs to resolve down. C sharp is the next chord tone downward in that 5 chord. So in my 5 chord now, I just need an A sharp. Because I'm in a minor key, I need to raise the 7th scale degree. I'm in B minor, so my leading tone is A sharp. And then I need another F sharp. I'm going to move the tenor to A sharp. And I'm going to move the alto to F sharp. One reason for this, E sharp to B creates the tritone, a diminished 5th. And if I can, I want to resolve the diminished 5th inward to a 3rd to resolve that dissonance. So something to keep in mind, we wrote this right now in a minor key, but had this been in a major key, I would have needed another accidental. So just something to keep in mind. In the next example, example number 2, I have F major. In this example, I want to build a 7 half diminished 7th of 5, and then that will go to 5. So again, following along my steps, find 5 in the original key, which is C. 5 in F is C. I'm going to put that in as my bass note because that chord is in root position. Step 2, find the leading tone in the key of 5. This is the local leading tone. And that leading tone of C is B. The leading tone of C is B. Then this time, instead of spelling a fully diminished 7th chord, I'm going to spell a half diminished 7th chord on B. To spell that, that's B, D, F. There's my diminished triad built with all minor thirds. And then the next note is a major third above that F, which is A. Then I'll voice my chord. So this chord is in root position, which means I need my B in the bass, and it's B natural, where I have a B flat in the key signature. So I need to make sure I have that accidental. In red at the top, you see my don't forget kind of reminders. These chords will always have sharp 4. In this case, B natural is the raised scale degree 4. And you need to always double check your accidentals. So if I continue voicing this chord, I have my B natural in the bass. I'm going to put the D up in the soprano this time. I'll put my F in the alto and my A in the tenor. Again, I need to think about where those tendency tones are. That's my leading tone, which is the B natural, the local leading tone, and my 7th, which is the A. The local leading tone resolves up, and the chordal 7th is going to resolve down. So that tenor note A will resolve to the G of my C major chord. The D in the soprano voice I can take down to the C, which will give me contrary motion between the bass and the soprano. And then my alto can fill in the E. Again, I want to point out that B natural to F is my diminished fifth, and I've resolved it to a third with the C and the E.